leave a narcissist? Have you had to get out of that relationship? Or are you wondering, is it even worth it? Is it even worth the pain of trying to get out, of trying to break these ties, to get out of an abusive relationship? Is it even worth it to get out? Because the pain of leaving seems to be greater than the pain of staying. You see, if you've been with a narcissist, if you've been in that type of abusive relationship, you've noticed there is a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain that happens from a day-to-day basis, but sometimes that pain gets so confusing, so hard, and you get put in the fog so much that you're not sure, should I leave or should I stay? What is actually worth it? What pain is actually worth it of staying or leaving? And a lot of times people debate with that question. They debate with that thought of like, should I leave? Can I leave? Is it possible? Is it right? And all those things pop up. And sometimes it ends up making them stay. Sometimes it makes them making them leave and they get out of the relationship. Is that you today? Are you struggling with that? Are you struggling with that thought process or the apprehension of the pain of staying or the pain of leaving? Well, if you guys are new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness, growth, healing, and change. We do that on all the different platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Follow us under Raw Motivations. Listen on the podcast under Raw Motivations, Apple Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Would love to have you interact there. If you haven't had a chance to be able to look at the NARC app, go to narcapp.com, narcapp.com, narcapp.com for community, for growth, for accountability, for tracking, for weekly lives, for monthly coaching calls. Would love to interact with you there as we're developing a community. Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Community, NARC app. Would love to have you interact there. Please check out our podcast that we just developed that is brand new, about a month and a half old at this time, and that's Trauma, Drama, and Life, where you get a kind of like a sneak peek behind the scenes at my life and my wife, where we both sit down and interact and talk for 15-20 minutes to try to be able to walk through some of the stuff that we've gone through, the pitfalls, the ups and the downs, the bad stuff, the good stuff, to try to give you a perspective, but also hopefully give you some closure or some clarity about the things you're going through. And last off, if you want to talk to me, would love to interact with you, would love to help you through the confusion and the crazy making that you've been going through, go to rawmotivations.com, click on one-on-ones. How I work with people is I try to help them break out of the trauma bond. That crazy making thought of like, I know this is abusive, I know this is a bad relationship, but I still want them. I still want to go back. I still want to see them. I still want to interact. I help people rewire their story to change their life, rewire your mindset so that you can actually get free. I help people work through the detox phase where you're going through withdrawals mentally, emotionally, and physically to get away from that toxic person. And then I help you build boundaries so that you don't go back to that toxic person and they don't get involved in toxicity down the road. My goal is to help people not get involved in relationships like mine that have been so destructive, because narcissism abuse is real. And a lot of times people don't give it the credit that they should. Narcissistic abuse involves a lot of pain, right? You've dealt with a lot of pain by being with that person. You've dealt with a lot of pain staying in the abuse. Maybe you've had to go through countless times of lying, of where the person has lied to you so many times you're not even sure what the truth is. I talked to a lot of different people that in their relationship, they had to take the person and put them on a lie detector test to be able to figure out what the truth is. It's pretty awful when we have to do that to the people that we love and the people that say they love us, to be able to actually understand what is truth. Maybe you've been in that abusive relationship and you've experienced gaslighting, where not just your past reality has been distorted and questioned, but then also your own mental sanity and safety has been questioned, of like, you actually don't have the right perspective. Like, you actually have a completely wrong perception of what actually happened. I think you need to get checked out. I think something's wrong there. Countless times of the narcissist manipulating you, forcing you to do things that you don't want to do, cheating on you, going out with other people, cheating on you in front of you, behind your back, after the fact, everything that happens like in that relationship. Or maybe yours is more of the abusive type in physicality, of hurting you, and breaking things, of the rage, of screaming in your face in front of the kids, running through the house, destroying things. Or maybe you saw the quiet rage, the silent treatment, the small digs, the small little moments that made you understand that you weren't good enough, as they would devalue you and put you down. Maybe you saw the destroying of your confidence and you felt your worth and your value get sacrificed on that altar of manipulation as they would destroy and devalue you on a day-to-day basis. You see, there's a lot of pain in staying with a narcissist. There's a lot of pain and abuse that you go through by staying in that relationship. But there's also a lot of pain leaving. There's a lot of scary moments leaving. There's a lot of parts that feel, can I actually do this? And part of it is hard because of society and because of culture and because of religion. A lot of times there's a huge aspect of shame that comes with that. Maybe shame for you that the marriage didn't work, or shame that you're going to get judged by your family, by your friends, that you're leaving or walking out on a healthy relationship when they don't have a clue of what's going on. It's painful having to move, whether that's houses, whether that's states, or whether that's countries. It's painful to have to fend off a Hoover attempt to make sure that person doesn't come back in your life to manipulate, to hurt you. Maybe you have to file a protection order because the person's stalking you. Maybe they're going around, they're smearing your name to everybody out there. It's painful having to be a single parent. Have to find a new job. Have to move into a new house. Have to move in with friends or parents. It's painful having to get out there and date again. It's painful having to support the kids and work multiple hours just to be able to make ends meet and provide. You see, there's a lot of pain that comes when we talk about narcissism. There's a lot of pain and hard things to work through on any level of it. From the beginning stages to the end, from staying, from leaving, there's all types of pain that's happening. If you've heard this quote by Tony Robbins, it says, change happens when the pain of staying I messed it up. He says, change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain to change. You see, when you're in that relationship, that pain in one sense has to get so much that you're saying, hey, I'm no longer going to tolerate this. A lot of times I approach this from the aspect of trying to help you understand the truth and the honest facts about the situation, and that helps get people free. But sometimes that isn't enough. Sometimes people will see the facts, will understand what's going on, and they're like, no, I still want to stay. And it's not until the pain gets so great that they're actually willing to make a change. That they actually realize, wait a second, this pain is more than I can bear. This pain is more than what I should endure. This pain is more than I deserve. And then they get out. And then they start to change. Recently, my wife and I were doing one of our podcasts on trauma, drama, and life. It's either one that came out or is coming out. And one of the quotes that she said that I hadn't heard before, so I'm going to steal from her, but credit to her. She said, when she got to the point of leaving me, she had to actually think through the idea that she had to choose her hard. Because both options were really hard decisions. Both options were painful decisions. I either stay in this relationship and continue to get emotionally and mentally abused and not cared for and cheated on, or I leave, I have to move back in with my parents and figure out like what's going on there, find a new job, figure out single parenthood, all that kind of stuff. Both of those options are extremely hard. And at the end of the day, she had to get to the place of saying, this one isn't changing, and I can only control the outcome when I go this direction. And so she had to choose her hard. And at the end of the day, you have to think through that one option that you might be in. One might be a dead end. Maybe a cul-de-sac of unfulfilled promises and manipulative lies. Maybe a dead end at realizing the cycle keeps happening over and over and over and over again, but you're still stuck in that cycle wondering, maybe they'll change this time. They've said they're going to change 30 times. Maybe the 31st time will be the time they're going to change. As a result, you stay longer with them future faking, just like we talked about in the video earlier today. One might have freedom. But the problem with that freedom is in this moment where you are, a lot of times trapped in the fog, a lot of times trapped with the narcissist, it is beyond what you're currently able to see because you've been stuck in captivity. And you're stuck without being able to see the possibility down the road because of the fog that you're in, because of the fear, obligation, and guilt that the narcissist has put on you. Because of being in that relationship, you're not sure, can I actually get out? Is it actually possible? And a lot of that works in the mind of understanding that it's not possible. I'm stuck. I have to be with this person forever. But it's not true. And until you start to believe and understand and realize that you can choose a different way. You can choose an aspect of freedom that gets you free from that person, mentally, emotionally, physically, communication-wise, anything like that. But you have to understand, in the moment when you're stuck in that relationship, the freedom that you want to see doesn't feel like it's within reach. Because you have to go through some of that pain. You have to go through some of that clarity. You have to get to that honesty so that you're able to break free from the fog, from the narcissist, and move forward. What pain do you choose today? Because you have two options. You can stay, you can go. What pain do you choose today? You might be not sure if you can continue on with the narcissist, or if you can leave, or if you can make it work. And a lot of times people start to doubt and question themselves. You've heard me say a lot of times 3 words over the past couple weeks, because I've kind of started putting this into my videos, saying you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you're not hopeless. A lot of times people latch on to the idea of feeling that they are hopeless because they can't get out. Not financially, not physically, not emotionally. But you have a choice. And the choice that you have today is to choose your heart. Both options are hard. Both options are painful. But which pain is going to be big enough to produce the change that you need in your life today?